Welcome to In The Hive, real talk about real relationships, brought to you by Be Busy Inc. I'm your host, Jubilee, and today we're diving into something sweet and serious. So grab your tea and let's get into the honey. Let these two questions buzz around in your mind. Why do we fall for people who we know are wrong for us? Are you chasing chemistry or building real connection? Before we go deeper, remember when we talk about relationships here at Be Busy, we're not just talking about romance. This includes family, coworkers, friendships, all the connections that shape our mental, emotional, and spiritual health. Today in The Hive, I'm joined by two special guests, Big Shan and Ricardo. Shan, tell the people about yourself.
Well, y'all heard, my name is Big Shan. I've been working with Be Busy for about 10 years now. I am a substance abuse and mental health counselor, navigator, CHW, and a CPS certified prevention specialist in the making. I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. Ricardo?
So my name is Ricardo Ramirez. I'm a community health worker here at BBC and also a substance abuse counselor.
Cool. I'm so glad to have you guys here today.
Happy to be here.
All right. Well, today we're talking about attraction versus compatibility. Okay? So you can tell me if this is something you've seen or if this is something you experience yourself. But whenever people are finding relationships, do you think they go based more on chemistry or character?
If you're asking me, a lot of times we start off on looks. It's what they see, what we see. And then if it deepens, then it kind of goes into the other charts of the things that we're looking for. But normally, it's based off attraction solely at the beginning. Do I necessarily believe that's correct? Nah, but do we do it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I believe like that will vary on what stage of your life you are. Like when you're young, you're trying to look for someone that look nice, beautiful, some type of model, right? But once you grow up, you got that maturity, you're looking for somebody like you have that chemistry, that connection, like have that, other half of what you're looking. That's how I see it.
All right. No, those are good points. I may still be in the younger where I am looking for someone attractive.
Oh, yeah? You're looking for a papi chulo?
No. But no, I think that is a really important thing. But I also feel like I'm the type of person that once I like that person, I will find them more attractive anyway. You know, because I'm like, now I can see you through a different lens and I kind of like build on that. Mm-hmm. All right. So can you guys, you know how sometimes we talk about the love chemicals? Can you guys elaborate on what that is?
Love chemicals, the dope of the mind, right? So we got a few other love chemicals, right? We have dopamine. If anybody knows what dopamine, that is your reward system. It's what your body gives you when you do something that it likes. And your body releases dopamine when you meet certain people and you interact and you do certain things. Then we have oxytocin, right? And it gives you sometimes, like you see these false visions of who people can be because it blinds you a little bit. And like, you ever notice, like I tell people, you know what's more important than red flags? The yellow.
The yellow.
Because yellow tells you, look out. Mm-hmm. Red means it's something wrong, you gotta quit right now.
Cut and run.
And what the oxytocin would do, so it'll block those yellow flags. So you just don't pay attention. It's like, oh man, but he seems so nice. No, he didn't. He took your keys. He don't open up doors, but you don't see it because of the oxytocin. And then we have the one that I always struggle insane.
Oh.
Norepinephrine.
There it is. There it is. And all these chemicals combined makes it hard for us to see and judge, right? Because it simply is like looking through murky water. Have you ever had a pool or something and the water's murky? It's hard to see. You don't know what the bottom is. You can't judge it. Same thing in relationships. This is why we try to tell people to wait until it settles. Because when you first meet a person, you're excited. This is new, it's brand new. You know, when they hold my hand, I get a special feeling.
Right.
When they look me in my eyes and they say, oh, I like the smell of your cologne. Makes me feel different. And so after a while, when those things kind of wear off, you start to be able to see the person for who they really are. Because, you know, let's be honest, people act great, especially when they first meet you. Mm-hmm. It's an act. They go out on a date, they don't even eat all the food. That's one true. Chicken wing, I'm full. I've overstuffed myself.
They eating chicken wing with a fork and a knife.
3 weeks in, what they doing in?
Smash.
You eat the rest of that? Give me a piece of your bread, right? And so we have to wait till those things clear so we can make good judgment, right? How you feel about that?
No, I think he got a good valid point, right? Once you put a filter, it's like, let's say you have the murky water, right? Once you put that filter, and that water is going through that filter, and it comes to the other side, that's you start seeing clearly everything, right? And I like when he said the yellow flags are the most important one because they give you the warning. It's like when you're going through the street, you see a yellow light. What's your first intention? Reduce or slow down,
yeah.
right? So those are going to be the most important one.
Okay, yeah. So whenever we first meet a person who we are either like, we want to be friends with that person or we want to have like a love relationship, all those chemicals are being released, right? All those hormones are like kind of clouding our judgment, kind of like murking up our water. And we're just like, they can do no wrong, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So how would you say you should start like a relationship? Like, how do you balance that chemistry and then having a solid foundation?
You asking me for today or how I used to? Because they're so different. Today, I build everything on a friendship first. I've traveled enough and I've met enough people to realize just because it looks good doesn't mean that it's for me. You know, there's a lot of things in life that I would like. I like the way a Bugatti looks, but am I ready to pay $2,000 for a brake job? I'm not. And so I have to consider what it may cost me. And so as for me, I want to build a relationship. I like to know if this is worth my investment because dating isn't just dating anymore at this age for me. It's an investment. And anything, and any time, any effort, any money that I'm spending towards you and us, I could be putting it somewhere else. So I have to make sure that it's beneficial. So I start off slow. I got to learn you. Like the same way you get a new car, you want to learn it. You don't just get in there and just start pushing buttons. You got to get in, drive it around, same thing in a relationship. I need to know if this is going to work. So we start off slow. Let me take you somewhere where I can just talk to you, get inside your mind, see the way you process things, see if this is going to be worth it. Because a lot of times what I find out after the first date is, I don't even know why I called you.
Yeah, I think I'm the same type of guy. Like for me, it will be like you have to know not a lot of every topics around the world, like news, politics, it can be sport, whatever, right? But you need to know a little bit of everything because I'm a guy that I love to read a lot of news. I don't like politics, but I like to be on top of those type of important topics because it's something that shape our world around. And that's something that, you know, I can have a conversation with you of different topics. It's always gonna be like, oh, the house needs to change this color, or let's go eat this because I love this. No, if we're gonna go eat, we're gonna talk about different topics. Like, how was your day? Or do you read this news? Or, you know what? Houston, they trade for this type of player. So you have to be a person that they like to be on different topics every time.
Substance is well-rounded.
No, I do definitely agree with that because I like to dabble in a little bit of everything too. So I'm just like, if I try to have a conversation with you and you're boring.
Yeah, because at one point it's going to be monotone. And it's like, no, we need to vary some topics around here, right?
I like that.
Yes, and also just like, I love what you said too, because a lot of people I know, especially people who are still dating in their 20s, are like, and even younger, they automatically get into that relationship. And they're just like, oh, I like this person, they must be my boyfriend, they must be my girlfriend, immediately. And it's like, but you don't know anything about them. Like, you need that foundation. You need like at least 3 months of that, like, knowing them, who they really are. Because like you said, the first time that you have that date, you're like, oh, I'm dainty, I'm a little princess. And then like the next couple ones, you're like, I'm eating ribs and I have barbecue sauce all over my face, you know? And it's just like, that's the real me. And I hope that you do like me for that. But that person doesn't come out immediately.
Yeah.
I think we have a shattered system on the way that we date. And it's been constructed through TV, movies, and now social media. And that gives us a false sense of what it is. If we, everybody doesn't have the ability to be themselves when they first meet people, because I understand people are shy, things of that nature, right? But you have to give a person at least a spoonful sample of who you really are so it can be fair. Because what happens is, if you set somebody up with these unrealistic expectations of who you are and then you can't fulfill it, it's a burden on both sides. One, you're so busy trying to be something that you're not, you're forgetting to be who you are. And then for the other person, I'm having faith that this is who you are, and now you can't compete. So now my feelings are hurt too, because you're trying to do too much and I'm relying on you to do what you said or be who you said you are, and it just brings forth conflict. And so if we would all just come at people exactly who we are, values from the beginning versus looks, right? Because values is who you're gonna be after all the water is rinsed away. That's what you're gonna be, the substance of who you are. And those are the things that we should come at people with from the beginning. You know I'm cute. You don't have to tell me that, ladies. I appreciate when you do, though, right? But when I come to you, the things that I'm gonna show you right off the rip is, one, I'm family orientated. That is my strength. I will work hard for them. I'm a dedicated individual. I'm gonna give you those things off the top. Now the hard parts of dealing with me, they gonna come too. I'm sarcastic 24 hours, 7 days a week, but you're gonna see that too. But I'm gonna give it to you from the beginning so you can make a fair judgment. Is this something I wanna be with for the rest of my life? And I may not be for you, and if I'm not, I'm not. But I'm not gonna sugarcoat it or hide it. And I'm hoping that's what other people are not doing too.
And something I wanna add to that too is, like, nowadays, people, they wanna imitate or they wanna do what they look at social media. Let's say they have this couple, we tell this a lot to the kids in the classroom. Like, you wanna imitate this couple in social media, but you don't know the struggle that they're going through, right?
Facts.
Or after they took a picture, kissing each other or hugging each other, after that picture, he just hit her or she just say something to him, It's something that you said, the grass is greener at the other side of the fence, but you don't know how much is the struggle to maintain that grass green. So, yeah.
Those are super, super good points. One thing that I do want to take from what you were saying is, like, we want people to show up as our authentic selves, right? But the biggest part of that is because the biggest part of why that people don't do that is because they don't even know who they are. And like, people really start just like dating without really identifying those things. Like, they don't know that they're family oriented, and they don't know that they're sarcastic. They don't know their flaws and their strengths. So it's just like they just jump into it and then they learn it through that relationship. And like, those people can be lessons, but how healthy and how strong is that relationship going to be if that foundation isn't even solid?
I like that. I also want to say vulnerability. Because to come out and to understand your own bad traits, you got to be a vulnerable person. Most of us don't want to go in that closet.
Yeah.
Even though we know it. You selfish. Because when you know it, you have to do something. When you know where you're wrong, it should revoke some type of change in you. So what most of us will do is we hide that part. I'm not. And I'm saying, I do it too sometimes. I know. Like, I know where I'm wrong. Hold on. I don't want you to know that about me just yet. Yeah, like, hey, you don't need to know me like that. But we have to get past that because it's your skin. Be strong in it. Because I understand that all of my greatest characteristics at some point in time are also the biggest drawbacks that I have. And I have to be okay with both sides of the coin. That's because I can't be perfect, but I have to be okay with who I am and find someone that's willing to accept even those things. You know, my worst. If I find somebody, I want to accept the worst in you too. I just don't want the good parts. I want that part too. I know you snore like a grizzly bear. I'm okay with it. I love you. Right? You drool on my side of the bed when you got a hold, but I love you. I'm willing to accept it. And anybody that's been in a relationship, you know it. You done woke up in the middle of the night, like, you don't hear yourself? You don't hear yourself? No.
And then comes the argument, I don't snore.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's so real.
That happened.
Yeah, I feel like, you have to accept your flaws before getting into a relationship too. And then a true healthy relationship, you'll accept their flaws too. And you'll both be like compatible in a different new type of way. I also wanted to go back to what you were saying, because for me, if I'm going to post a picture on social media, I've taken 70. You know what I'm saying? Like, I took 70, then I overanalyzed each one of them and deleted them all and took another 10 more. You know? And I'm just thinking, like, that can also be applied to relationships for real, because we see the one that they post, but we don't see their bloopers and their arguments and the ones that they deleted. And in real life, we also don't see that. We just see, like, these people, this cute couple went out in public. Exactly. They look so cute and happy. Look at their kids, adorable. You know, but right before they left, they were wrestling their kids to put their shoes on, and they were
it's like, that's the relationship I want. You see, this is a relationship I want, but you don't know what they hiding behind that. Yeah, it's really true. It's something that we live in right now, and a lot of kids, they don't know how to deal with that pressure, right? They just look for physical attraction instead of going for mental attraction.
Yeah. So basically, we want to establish that. Okay, so for this next part, I'm going to ask you guys, we're going to dig deeper into starting that foundation. And I'm going to ask you, where would you place these qualities on the timeline of a relationship? All right? Okay, so where would you put showing off your sense of humor?
Oh, I think that's at the beginning. I think number one, I think you need, to break the ice, you need a really good joke or, you know.
I'm only laughing because if you with me, that's all day, every day. Strap up your seatbelt, because that's what's gonna happen. So it's definitely beginning to the end. With me.
The whole time.
The whole time.
Yeah.
If you ever been, I will laugh at a funeral.
Oh,
If you go to a funeral with me, and you don't want to laugh, you may want to sit 4 pews up. Because if you're around me, you're going to laugh. Expect it.
Oh, no?
Yes, you will.
Okay, what about showing that you are a good listener?
I think that has to be there, number 2. You have to be a really good listener for the whole relation. Because it's not going to work if you talk, but you don't listen, or you don't comprehend what the message they're trying to give to you.
I'm going to be honest. I'm a great listener, although sometimes I don't care. Well,
No, that's good. I was expecting this.
I do believe you have to be a great listener from beginning to the end. And if it's anything meaningful, I promise you I'm going to pay attention to the depths of the details that you don't even think that I'm paying attention to. And everybody needs that. But you telling me how much change it took you to wash your car? I heard you, but I ain't really. It's not worth the data space.
It's cool.
And that's the sad part. I speak on my faults. it's the sad part because I know it may mean something to you. Baby, I only had 75 cents and I needed $1.25, and then I had to go to the store. I didn't need all that information. I appreciate it. I'm glad you got the change. Is the car vacuum? Do you want me to do it for you? Okay, I'm on the game.
Yeah. But I think we can be a good listeners, but sometimes in relationship, let's say you go through a lot of stress, through a lot of struggles, that good listener sometimes is not going to be there. Right? Because somebody's going to talk to you, and you're like, yes. You're just saying yes to everything, but in your head, you're like, man, I need to pay the bills. Man, I'm behind my mortgage. But that people is talking to you, trying to give you some type of advice or something, and you're just saying yes, you're not becoming a good listener. That can happen. Right?
I just want to tell the people, don't do as I do. I'm giving you my wrongs as we go through this. I'm not saying what I do every time will be right, but I don't mind telling you that I know that I'm wrong in certain places, and I can pinpoint them, and that's one of them. I should have more empathy and compassion for things that people go through, because I do understand that it may not mean a lot to me, but it may mean a lot to you, and I get that.
Yeah, I feel like something that I've definitely seen on social media, I know that there's some negative things, but there's some positive things, is just like, if someone is coming to you and saying like, well, do you need me to listen to you? Do you need advice? Or do you need just like a sounding board? Because I could be whichever one, but because I'm also a very good listener, and I'll listen and I'll have those details, but I'm just like, what do I do with this now? Like, do you want, cool, thank you for your story. Or like, next. Whatever. Yeah, so that's a good one. Okay, how about lending out money? Where are you putting that in the relationship?
Late. Late. I gotta know you.
Give me my money.
Yeah. This may sound rude, but I tell people all the time, there's two things I'm not trusting people with. That's their body count and money. Because it's the two things that people gonna lie about the most.
Okay.
And so what happens is, I don't have a problem. I'd rather give you money than to lend it to you. Because if I lend it to you, I expect it back. And I expect it back when you said I was going to get it back. And that's going to have to be understood. And so before I add conflict to a relationship, I put added stress, I have to know you first. But I lay those ground rules from the beginning.
Smart, pretty smart.
Yeah, I think that will vary depending on what situation we're into. Just like Chen said, lending is not the same as giving to you, because we're gonna have a due date. Hey, it's 31st. Give me my money, But it depends on the situation and the close relation that you have with that person.
Yeah. I also think it depends on the amount. Because I'll give any of my friends $5, $15, not a big deal.
You got 15?
I said friends?
I just need 7.
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, like, if they're in a bind and stuff, then I'm like, okay, cool. I know you're good for it. But that'll probably be after knowing them for at least a year, for friends, But if like it's a partner and they're like, I need $1,000, I'm like, for what? What do we...
I will say this. I am the type of person that if you need something, although I may not give you the money, I may take away some of your burden somewhere else. Because if I don't feel comfortable, I just don't feel comfortable. But, I understand you're going through some financial issues. You with me, I got it. Even though we normally, and I'm speaking like friends or whatever, like we go out and I know you're going through some I'm not going to require you to pay because I know you got some things that you need to do. But I also feel like it should be reciprocated. Because what happens if I'm going through, because I've been helping you, Now I need a 2-piece wing dinner. Do you got me? You know what I'm saying? Without me asking, because sometimes that hurts too. Like, I've always had you, and then now I ain't got it, and then I'm watching you ball on me. My feelings hurt.
Yeah.
So it has to be that in-between line.
I love that. Literally, like, me and my friends will go out, and if... I'll be like, okay, let me buy our entry and you guys can buy food, or like vice versa. We're like, I'll buy this part and you buy this part. And it's just like, yeah, because like we have an understanding of like, that's that mutual respect and that like foundation of that's what our relationship looks like.
I like that.
All right. So where would you put meeting your parents?
Ooh.
Meeting your family? Meeting your kids, maybe?
That will be.
Yeah, all of those are different stages.
Yep.
Yeah.
Meeting family. It depends on the family member. It doesn't. You can meet my mom at any given time. My mother is not off limits. She's probably going to help me give a little judgment towards who you are. Meet my kids is a little different because in order for me to bring you around my kids, I have to have long-term intentions for
Right.
you. I protect my kids at all costs. I know I have a lot of bad things that I do that I protect them from, and I protect them from people that I don't know who they really are. People take advantage of kids.
Yes.
They use and abuse kids in different ways other than physical, and I don't want my kids to be a part of that. Plus, I don't want them to continuously see separation, right? Because I feel like relationships should be long-term. So anytime, if I bring you around my kids, I like you for real and I see real potential. So they're going to be the last on the line. But anybody else, you can meet them first day, last day, any day, because I'm that type of person. We can be on a date and I'll leave and be like, hey, man, I got to run over here and drop my mom off something. And she may meet you right then and there. She'll let me know later on, son, that ain't the one. Right?
No, for real. I was about to say that. Like, to me and my parents, it will be like, it can be the first date, second date, third date, and they can help me. Like, they can't even, like, notice, there's a yellow flag right there.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a red flag right here. Be careful, be smart. They can tell you, right? Now, the other topic for my kids, I need to know how you behave with kids, how good you're with kids. Because I'm not gonna bring somebody around my kid that they don't like kids or they don't like toddlers. I got toddlers, I got kids, I got teenagers, right? So I have to be really careful on that, on how you behave around certain age with the kids. That will be like Shan said, that will be like, next level. Like, okay, we're gonna move now, you're gonna meet my kids, all right? In order to take that this relation to a next level.
Okay. Yeah, for me, the real test is my sister. Like, I want you to meet her immediately because, like, if the vibes are off, if there's any, like, thing I'm missing, she'll see it. So, yeah, you'll meet my sister immediately. But for my parents, for me, it's just, like, a little bit down the line, whatever.
Gotcha.
Okay, where would you put getting an apartment together or moving in together?
People still do that?
We're moving already?
For me to move in with you, I really gotta know you. That's not everybody has things that they do, and I've had roommates. I was once married for a long time, and habits can hurt feelings. And sometimes you see that this is not their personality, this is their behavior. So before I inhabit a place with you, I gotta know you for real. Because you may don't like to pay your rent. Or you may don't like to pay your rent on time. Me and you gonna have a problem, right? Like, I'm gonna be for real, we gonna have a problem. And it's gonna be small keys. Yeah, it take a lot of trust for me to move in with you. It take a lot of trust for me to spend the night. I'm gonna just be honest.
That's for real, yeah.
Because I'm vulnerable, I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
You know what can happen in 8 hours you sleep?
Yeah, a lot.
You done went through my wallet, you done been all in my car, in the glove. I got to really trust you. And so to move in with somebody or to have somebody move in with me, we gotta almost be married, for real.
Yeah, in my case, I have to know how is your finance, how good you are managing money, how good you manage your hygiene, right? Because you're not gonna wash your teeth or brush your teeth in the morning and have a mess of toothpaste around in my sink, or you don't flush the toilet or something like that. Yeah, I have to start learning that person, how you manage finance, how you do the chores inside the house and all that, because, well, I'm gonna move with you if I can do that for myself.
Right. Those are good points. Because like I know a lot of people who are the same way, like that even just sleeping together is very vulnerable, you're especially like you're still trying to be cute, I've seen it in movies where they're like they wake up before the person, brush their teeth, put makeup on, they go back and pretend to lay down, and it's just like, how long are you gonna do that? You can't keep that up. That's
I'm gonna be honest. If it takes all that, then you need to lead a relationship. Because you're setting the person up for failure. You don't even feel comfortable in your own skin of who you are. How can I feel comfortable in an open space with you? Like, confidence comes from within, and if anybody's with me and we're in a room together, you're gonna have to have confidence. You're gonna have to have the ability to have people staring at you, because that's gonna happen because we're in the room together. And I don't do it on purpose. If I enter into a room, my presence will demand people to look at me without me trying. So your confidence is gonna have to be on the level that I'm on, or even greater, right? And if you can't even, if you don't trust me to wake up and see you without makeup, I trust that I don't need to see it. Right? That's just it. I'm going to trust you enough to believe that I don't need to see it. And if it needs to be hidden, we going to keep the door closed. I'm gone.
Okay. So then that would bring me to my last one. Where would you start showing your insecurities in the timeline of a relationship?
I'm an oddball. I show them up front.
Okay.
I'm not advising anybody to do what I do. From the day I meet people, I give them the views of the worst of me from day one. It's not that I'm going to do you wrong. I'm just going to show you exactly who I am so you can make a calculated decision on if this is a person that I can continue on. This is friends, whatever. I argue with friends. I know that. I tap my friends' buttons. I know that. And I'm going to do it from the beginning. And the reason being is I'm going to get an understanding of you, just like you're going to get an understanding of me. I don't do it maliciously. I do it to get an understanding. There's only one way for me to get the information that I need to compute, right? Because it is so much more in a relationship when it comes to understanding. Like, let's say me and you, we're friends. Let's say we're just out and we're eating and something traumatic happens, right? The event changes, it's a robbery. I need to know you enough to know what you're gonna do so I can know what I need to do and have an expectation of what I'm gonna need you to do, right? And that expectation I'm gonna have is gonna be different from when I'm with Ricardo, because I understand him, I know how he gonna move. Like, you have to have that. Just like if anything was to happen, I have to know you almost in and out before I can even call you a real friend. Like, we cool, we acquaintances. The moment I'm for sure how you gonna act in certain situations and all this, then I know, like, nah, we friends for real. The moment you can be vulnerable with me, I know it's real, because vulnerability is trust. If I can come to you and I cry, I like you. Okay. Because I can go cry in my car and don't nobody know.
Yeah.
Hit a few eye drops, eyes gonna get back white, walk like no problems ever happened. But if I can come to you and cry, that vulnerability, that means it's real. And I ain't crying on the first. I ain't gonna lie about that. Depends on what happened and what movie we watching.
Yeah. For me, I'm really careful on that, because with my depression, anxiety, PTSD, I don't want people to use that against me. So I'm really careful on what I'm gonna tell you. If I tell you, I'll go little by little. But I give you the understanding of why I'm going, or why did I go through that. But I don't go full throttle tell you why I went through depression, anxiety, or that, because I don't want to use that against me in the future.
Or have pity on me.
Pity part, yeah.
Yeah, for insecurities, I feel like we were saying earlier, it's hard because in the beginning, you're trying to be that person that's like perfect and everything, and you're putting on a front. But like we've been saying, like, if you really know yourself, then it's a little bit easier to gauge like how much you can let a person know about yourself. And like, especially like, you're like, okay, yeah, I can come out the gate and tell you I have anxiety or something, right? But it's not going to be like, how bad is that anxiety and what affected it and what happens and how it's going to be triggered and everything. Like, that's like, it comes down the line. Like, the more I trust you, the more it comes out, kind of thing.
And it's hard. I'm listening to you, and I have a question to ask you.
Sure.
Why do you want to come off as perfect?
I mean, I don't. First of all, I think very highly of myself.
As you should.
So sometimes I forget that my flaws just show. I forget that, you know, being loud and being weird is some people can see as a flaw in the first place. Yeah. So I'm just like, I come out as me, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I forget that people don't want what I am. You know what I'm saying? I forget about that. So I come as me, but I want people to think very highly of me too, because I already do. Yeah. You know?
And I only say that, love my imperfections. I don't never want you to view me as perfect, because I'm going to break your heart when you find out the truth. I'm so far from that, right? But like my imperfections are, at least accept them. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's the only reason I ask. And I'm saying that for all y'all that's out there that's make-believing those first 6 dates. We know you ain't perfect. You know, there has never been a perfect person. Mm-hmm. Stop trying to do it, because it takes too much to keep up with.
Very true. Very true. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for coming on today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, I love your insight. Like, I feel like I learned a lot personally about you and just about how to navigate a relationship.
Yeah. I appreciate it, too. And I meant that. If we're at a funeral and you don't want to laugh, don't sit by me.
You can hear his voice 3 buildings down.
I appreciate it, though. This was good.
Thank you guys so much for being here today. I learned a lot about you, about relationships. Thank you so much.
I thank you for sharing and being vulnerable with us. It was a great interview. Appreciate it.
Cool. Thank you. So today, we got deep about the difference between attraction and compatibility. Just because someone lights a fire in you doesn't mean they're built to stand with you in the storms. Attraction can pull you in, but compatibility is what keeps you grounded. So the next time your heart skips a beat, ask yourself, is this person helping me grow or keeping me stuck? Thanks for buzzing in with us. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at Be Busy Hive. Until next time, be educated and always check in with the Hive.